Yeah, being back at home is obviously really special. It's my favorite stadium in South Africa, probably in the world, to be honest. So it's just good to be at home and some place that's not foreign, and especially in a big tournament. Yeah, extremely weird to be part of DSG when I'm playing in a local tournament, I guess, where the Wanderers has always been my home, the Lions has always been my home. But I grew really close to the people at Durban Super Giants, fell in love with Durban, or a little bit north of it, I guess, Belito. I've actually since then started moving that way, moving my life that way, just loving the beach, to be honest. And Cape Town weather is a bit too much rain for me, so I've decided to go more to Durb's side. But yeah, absolutely love being part of the DSG family. But people here have been so welcoming. I'm really glad I'm home. Well, the bull ring, I think, speaks for itself, really. I think it's got so much cricketing history. The best ground in South Africa, in my opinion, in terms of just cricket. I think you can always fight against Newlands, I guess, or for Newlands, just with the scenery around it, the mountain, all that type of stuff. But in terms of the cricketing history at the Wanderers, there's been so many extremely close games, amazing games of cricket in the past, but also it feels like the fans are on top of you when you're playing. The boundary feels really close when you're bowling and really close when you're batting. So there's always high-scoring games, and it's just so much for the fans to watch. And as a player, it's just the energy is insane. So that's why I love the Wanderers, and that's why hopefully I can keep coming back. Yeah, I've had a couple of discussions with Faf over the last 2-3 days that we've been together. And I think if you looked at the auction, you kind of understood what they're looking for in someone like me, and the role that they're looking for me to play, I guess, which is predominantly batting in the middle, I'd say, and bowling in the middle. Maybe one over at the back end, maybe one over in the power play, something like that. And just having an impact wherever I'm involved. I think if you look how they structured the auction once again, you can make sense of what the team is going to look like too. So that's how I've got it kind of puzzled in my head, and speaking to Faf, that's a similar thing. Yeah, it's been a long year, I'd say. There's been a lot of away tours as well. We haven't had one single fixture for the Proteas in South Africa. But I think you have to make that switch quickly. I think we've played a lot of red ball cricket and one-day cricket that I've been involved in. I think my last T20 game was probably at the IPL, which is basically a year ago. But I think that switch comes quite quickly. And I think if you're in an environment like this one, they make it very clear why you're here and what your weapons should be, or why they got you, and this is your weapons that you should take into the game. So you don't feel like you have to recreate anything, especially about your own game. So yeah, I'm quite confident going into the SA20, and I think as a team, it's quite clear what we're trying to achieve and how we're trying to get closer to win those small moments, because that's what these tournaments are about, is winning those small moments and winning those games that you kind of think, yes, we're just behind here, but we find a way to win. And that's, in the end, the Sunrisers, I think it was last season, were like hanging on, and eventually just got games in a row, won games in a row, and actually got to the playoffs. And so I'd start off why I've got 14. 14 was my number from under 19 right through. It's just, I don't know, when I look at the number 14, I feel like I'm representing myself well. So that's pretty much it. I'd say I lost 14 because of Buren Hendricks, Cape Town boy. His number is 14, and he was a Protea before me, so I couldn't get that number. So then I went to, well, they gave me 13. I didn't actually have a choice, and I hated 13. It was the most unlucky number in the world. I hated it. And if you look at how I played when I had 13, I was useless. So when I eventually changed that to 24, I started playing well, started scoring, I got 100, test 100, I bowled better. Long story, ended up 24 is my wife's birthday, 24th of March. That's why I went with 24. And that's kind of stuck. I don't actually know why I don't have 14, yeah. But yeah, 24 is my number now. Well, the Betway SA20 is just special because it's a local tournament that has given, I think, South African cricketers a different path in life, I'd say. I think in the past, if you're a domestic cricketer, you would never have the opportunity to be, firstly, financially in a position when you're done playing to, kind of find your feet. So I'd say that's number one. Number two, it's just an extremely special tournament. I think we don't have this fans watching domestic cricket the way we have fans watching the SA20. The hype it brings, the marketing, the lifting up of our domestic players, having all our international players playing, as well as international players from around the world playing in a tournament on our shores is pretty special. So I think those are, I mean, I've mentioned a lot of things there, but in the end, it's just about uplifting our game and it's getting people to be able to play international cricket and compete consistently. And I think if you look at South African cricket from when the SA20 started to where we are now, we've come leaps and bounds. We've grown so much, and it's winning the big moments, winning the small moments consistently, and then winning the big moments. And if you look at South African cricketers in the Proteas, guys are consistently performing at different stages. It's not just one guy or two guys or a couple of superstars who are winning games. It's consistently other guys putting in up their hands. So that's pretty cool.